When you perform as a musician, are you performing in the conventional sense, or is something else going on?
Both. There's always something else going on. We don't always know it, but there's always something else going on. Without the something else going on, we couldn't do whatever our thing is to do. So if we limit our perspective to what we appear to be doing as what's going on, then we're not the universe anymore. You're not in the spirit of what it is. You're not part of the bigger phenomenon of the process, the wave. So you're limiting yourself. So it's when you open yourself to the bigger wave that you can be of more use to other beings, and that's what you're talking about.
And so what is going on when you are performing?
Well, a lot of things are going on. I'm up there with musicians. We have a certain agreement to play pieces a certain way, maybe. But then there are other forces. The idea is then, in my case, using the music as a means of being open to the other forces to enable there to be resolution in the midst of whoever's there. And that's what it is, healing the space. And the spirits there, bringing them some healing. Because then the musician is the intermediary between the so-called ghost or spiritual world and then the material world. And he's using sound, very abstract, nobody can see it. You know, it's very spiritual, sort of, you know, invisible power, sound power. And so basically the musician's in a very powerful place, but they don't know it. See, they don't know it this way. They can say, once they hear this, they say, oh yeah, but we all know that. Yeah, but you don't live like that. Anybody can know this, but are you living it? Are you living responsible to the spiritual? Do you even know what the spiritual is or requires of you? In terms of your own progression, do you know that? Are you living that? We're not talking about religious terms. Because that's a veil and a mask all by itself. We are not living in the standards of other beings from other times. We're living in the moment. We are living in a moment of eternity that has scripted already what you can't see. Because you don't want to see it. Because your mind is 2,000 or 3,000 years back, or 5 or 10, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, 1,000 years back. And that's as far as it goes? You think that's all there is? That's all that's been scripted? Because you find tablets here and there, either under the ocean or in the mountains or somewhere, you know, in rubble somewhere. You think that's what it is? You're going to say the great beyond is more or less equal to rubble, right? Evidence of former times, just times. No, it's bigger than that. The sacred is much bigger than that. It's confounding. It's so big. So beyond, so vast. Right. We just stop. It's so vast, you just go. Awe. See, so we know we are in a good place when we are in awe of what it is. Sometimes when people look up into just this little particle of the universe, right? Wow, so big. Oh, really? That's so big? You mean it's so small? This is so small. Exactly. Compared to what it is small.
Do you have an intention for your listeners?
Oh, it's just to be true. Make sure the light comes through if I can feel it's the light, and that's what belongs to everyone. And since it's taken on a musical language, it can't be seen as a light for everyone. They just feel the presence of it. So often people come up and they say, I had no idea what you're playing, but I felt something and I was galvanized by the presence of it. It was like healing, and they stayed for the healing or whatever they thought they were there for, and then move on from there. But they get it, some kind of sound, some contact, some kind of intergalactic sound contact. Beyond the appearances of the times, so it's beyond that. See, so what the greater is, would like to express itself through us, if we could just let go of these times as a reality. Once we are in that position to know that these times are not the reality, but it's the reality that's trying to reach us through these times. See? To give us a better sense of itself and how we might better serve ourselves relative to that reality in the now. See? Not written as before, because that's a whole other story and conversation that takes you way off base. It makes it impossible for you to read now and hear now and see now what it is now. See? And then what it will be at the same time. So you're busy trying to figure out an ancient scripture, which is good for some because they have no other way. But to figure anything out, let alone understand the universe for what it is, beyond what the astrophysicists understand. See? That's just the visible, apparent universe. Or even like the microbiologists, atomic physicists. See? It's appearances, the things you can see and perceive and seem to exert some kind of quantified influence on. It's none of that. It's all of that. It's none of it, because it is you. So whatever shows up as you and your interest in your reflection of what it is a limitation true to you. But it's beyond that. So this is my point. We need to be beyond what appears, and then channeling as a reality becomes a whole different thing, whether you're using music or healing energy or any other kind of native sound, say, or message.
Is your music intended to be a revelation?
No, it's present. There's no special quality or message to it. It's the same thing. It's heart to heart. It's basic. It's heart-to-heart healing. We are healed in the heart by the heart. It's very, very basic. This is not like a profound. Well, for some it's profound, it's simple, but it's basic. For me, the music and the sound is heart. That's why I call it what it is. Heart fire sound. And that's a code word. That's one of my code words for a myriad of other things in my universe. It's given to me. And it's a universe, no doubt. I've seen it. I've seen it come through me at times. I said, well, this is a different universe. Each one of us, opened similarly, will see that they are a different universe. Not just being another ego, another, fool on the street, waiting for some kind of kick in the butt to get on with the rest of one's life. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about sleep. We're talking about awakeness. It's a little different from that. Yeah. We're talking about, once you get to genius, what's after that? And then that begins the process. The post-genius understanding begins the process. That's the first step then. First be thou a genius and get beyond that, get over that, and then get into the higher levels of understanding. Because that's what we need out here. More of that, less of everything less than that.
So would you say your music is attempting to reach people?
It's not attempting. It is. It is what it is. So it's given because it has its own reality. It's just healing light to other people. It's sound, light, healing, heart, fire, sound given to the peeps. Beyond their thoughts, beyond their culturing. So it's obviously post-genius as far as that goes. Because even the geniuses don't understand this. And I'm not saying it's beyond the understanding in a sense. No, it's not. To me it's basic, it's native. First native, and thus profound. Because the native includes the Pleiades, the universes, the whole picture. That's native first. Original Ekankar is native. So it goes back to the natives. The reality of the oneness. The vehicle is the universe, the one-verse. It's not just a few techniques and philosophy relative to the Eastern civilization, right? Or just the Hindus. No, this is native to the universe, not just to a geographical location in time, but it's Sumerian or whatever, or post-Sumerian or pre-Sumerian, doesn't matter. Babylonian or whatever. It's not about time. It's beyond that. It's beyond the concept of time. So it's beyond Einstein, in a sense. But he was more in resonance with it because he was this. He was in the sound. See? So he didn't have to know what that was. He, right? And then it would come to him after he would do this. It opened up his channels, and he could think. He was clear to do that. So there's your classical example of what it is that I'm saying. If you figure it out, figure it out. He's considered one of the great geniuses, so he had to use music to get into anything beyond himself. There's a key. There's a very important key to just tumble into the conversation.
So is your music communicating genius to genius when you...
Well, in this sense, say this free, this avant-garde, that means the unleashed, unhinged intelligence, but it's not negative. Unhinged, no, it's given to the heart. People, it's given to the heart, and let the heart have its way as a universal intelligence beyond the human intelligence. The heart is vast, right? It knows. It is what it is. It's informed all of us to be together, and we're not being together, so we're not paying attention to what the heart is. See? Nation to nation, where's the heart? If we're all one planet, where's the nation to nation revelation and manifestation of that one heart? Where is it? How can you know the one heart and kill each other? It doesn't make any sense like that. Madness. The heart doesn't go against itself. It just doesn't work that way. That's not the heart. That's something less than the heart. See, that's the flesh gone haywire. To insanity. Given to insanity. See? And that's what we see on it. Given to insanity. See? Unconscious, mechanical. Meat. That's it. Given to that. Meat for meat's sake. And then with some delusions about heaven and the gods or whatever, promises and so on, for debauchery, for slaughter, for brutality and barbarianism doesn't make any sense. Where's the heart in that? I beg you. Where's the heart in that? Where's the peace in that? Come.
So then, might you say that your music awakens people to the presence of their own heart?
Maybe. We feel that it's reaching out to people because it's not there to harm them. It scares some people away because it seems to have, let's say, a language scope that is beyond the comprehension of most people. It's not what they learn in school, music school for sure. It's coming from its own place, so people have to be prepared for a challenge of sorts, so that it could understand this. But I had no problem communicating it to Pharaoh and Rashid and, guys who understand the code. I had no problem communicating it to them. They heard it, they felt it, they said, yeah, it was good, do it, that's it, right? They say, that's it, right? And that was as far as they knew, and that was clear to me, it was it, because I can't say I created, I'm here to channel it. So I have some responsibility for it. But that's like the air, and it's the breath. See, we're all conductors of the breath, and we have to understand that. We're conductors of the force of creation. We want to make sure it's for good, see, and for healing, and for peace, to make this a heaven of peace and harmony. See. Then earth is that. See. But if you make it less because you are less, to make it less, then that's what it will be. It will be the hell that you have created of yourself, and that is all you can share with other peeps, is the hell that you are living from. And verily, it is a hell if you have to destroy people in that way, without regard for anything. It's mechanical, it's unconscious, devastation. Not befitting the heart, and not worthy of the heart. The heart is in there somewhere, begging for some kind of proper recognition. Some space to be acknowledged as part of this existence. See? Some feeling, some heart feeling, compassion. See? Whether you're a child or not, compassion is, you can feel it. You have to be dead, ice cold, already dead, not to feel it.
Does entertainment play a role in your musical creation?
Entertainment? No, I don't think so. It may be entertaining. Some people might find my character entertaining. But there's no entertainment value to it as some kind of strategic mechanism to appear a certain way, you know, more than any other way. So it's not a mask, it just is what it is. It's there. It's like the teachings, the music, and the person, and the message are all the same thing. Basic, just basic message.
So do you get yourself, do you seek entertainment in your own music?
No, not whatsoever. I don't even like to hear my own music. Not because it's lacking or too much in entertainment, no, because it's a past. It's already happened. It's already passed. I mean, it's no longer here, but I mean, I have to respect it because every moment brings its messages. We have to pay attention to the messages of before as we need to pay attention to the messages of now, so we know what the messages of the future are. They're all related. See, because from that place there is no future. There's only now. So the past and the future are the same, and now it's all the same. And that's creating something. So again, for other peeps who are in a more materialistic karmic sense of intelligence and let's say operation, then of course this is affecting all time. This is affecting the future. This very conversation is affecting the future, and we hope for the better. Because we're speaking from the heart about compassion for all peeps. That's a very altruistic impulse. A good thing, because it embraces everybody as part of the general goodness and family of mankind coming.